Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'd greatly appreciate it. I've been getting a lot of great comments, a lot of great feedback from y'all on some of these videos, so I really appreciate that. So keep those comments and everything coming. Today's video, we're going to work on getting the brakes bled on the Beetle. We got it running good, so now we need to get it stopping good. That way we can get this thing out on the road and we can try to drive it around some. So that's what we're going to work on. And yeah, that's all I got. So let's get to work. So in the front here, we still have the rubber line hooked up here. You can see I passed air through that one. No problems, it wasn't clogged at all. So I put it back on. After second thought, I decided, you know what, I'm replacing 3 other ones. I need to replace this one as well. So we'll pull that back off and we'll put a new line on there. Just so we have all new lines on here since we're going through the effort. Over here, you can see I already removed this rubber line here. It's gone. There, so we'll need to re-put that on as well. And then we'll, once we get all of them replaced, I'll show you guys what I got going on the interior and the back part of the bug. But once we get all these replaced, then we'll bleed the brakes and hopefully we'll get this thing stopping. All right, so I showed you the front. So this is what we got going on for the back here. Went ahead and replaced the brake line that runs to the back through the cab or through the interior. Need to get a grommet there. So we have that ran up through here along the tunnel. Put a splitter here so that if in the future this front part needs to be replaced again because it rusts out or whatever, I can just replace the front part. I just need to make sure that it's not going to leak at that area right there. Got it running all the way to the back. Once again, I need to get another grommet, brake line grommet right here to put on here. Keep that from rubbing. Running all the way to the back. Here. So you can see my T-fitting there, and there's no rubber line going over to the brakes, the brake drum anymore. Did the same thing here as well. And our fitting right there. And you can see there's no rubber line that goes over there to that hard line as well. So we got those pulled off. Same story as what's going on in the front. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pull these clips off of here. All right, so this is going to be a Dorman product. This is going to be number, let's see if you can see, H36872, and that's going to be the replacement. There's the new one right here. So it's in pretty good, definitely in better shape than the one that came off of there. So we're going to switch these out real quick. Okay, so these back ones here, gonna be probably a little hard to film, but I'm gonna try my best. But these are gonna be the Dorman H96350, and that's gonna be our replacement for the back ones. And they're a little bit different than the front. You can see they got the little clip for this side, and then these just screw into the T-fittings right here. So we're gonna get these installed. I'm gonna try to get the best camera angle I can so you guys can see how it works. Okay, so as you can see there, we got our other line installed. Just need to put our clip on, and then we can get to bleeding the brakes. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and try to get the brakes bled. I purchased this at Harbor Freight. We're gonna give it a try. It's a pneumatic brake fluid bleeder with auto refill tank. Well, auto refill tank's not gonna work, unfortunately, because of the location of the brake fluid reservoir on the bug. So we're just gonna have to make sure we keep that full while we're bleeding it. So what it comes with is, of course, the bottle, which isn't gonna do us any good. And then it's gonna come with this. This is what we'll be using. I already installed the air nozzle on the back, so we'll hook our air compressor into this. Got it set at about 80 PS, or about 90. It says go anywhere from 90 to 120 PSI, so I have it at about 100. And what that's going to do is it's going to create vacuum when you pull this to suck all of the fresh brake fluid through the lines. So I'm going to go get this hooked up, and we'll give it a try, see how it works. Okay, so since we were not able to get brake fluid out of the back, I tried the front, same issue. So I crawled under here to see if I had anything going on. Pretty bright, sorry. There we go. To see if we had anything going on up here, and I tugged on the hose that was coming from the up top master cylinder down here, or I'm sorry, not the master cylinder up top, but the reservoir up top, just to kind of see if that hose was plugged. And as soon as I tugged on the hose, it busted. So it leaked all of our brake fluid all over the ground. So I went in and pulled off the other hose as well. Blew out the hard line that runs up to the reservoir. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and just pull this master cylinder off. It's 2 bolts on the inside, and then I just got to undo these brake lines right here. Might as well pull that off, make sure that's not any part of our issue. If it is, we can put a new one on and go from there. So, all right, I'm gonna get this master cylinder pulled off. I'm gonna pull off the 2 brake lines there, and then we'll go inside and we'll do the 2 bolts inside. I'm not gonna record this. I don't have really a way to set the camera up. So I believe those are 11 millimeters right there. So we'll just get those twisted off real quick, and then we'll go inside and pull the other bolts out. All right, we're on the inside here now. We're gonna go ahead and pull off 2 bolts. Got my work light in here, so it's a little bright. Let's see if I can get a better view for y'all. So there's gonna be 2 bolts right there, and then underneath the little rubber grommet there. So I'm gonna pull those out, and then the master cylinder should come out. All right, so that is the master cylinder right there. So I guess we need to try to dig into this thing and see how it looks on the inside. You can see there's a lot of really dirty brake fluid in there, and then some new stuff. So let's try to take this apart real quick. Kind of see how nasty it is in there. I'm gonna blow these out with air. Maybe I'll be able to find out how to get that second plunger off once I clean this out. Alright, so after cleaning that out, you can clearly see that there are 2 holes in there that brake fluid is supposed to flow through. You can clearly see there are 2 holes right there that brake fluid is supposed to go through. Sorry about the air compressor. But yeah, so those were super clogged, so that's probably why I wasn't getting any brake fluid to my wheel cylinders. I still want to try to get that other plunger out, so I'm going to try to figure that out still. Okay, so I still can't get that second plunger out. I'm thinking maybe it's not meant to come out, but That doesn't make sense to me, but I cannot figure it out. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the parts washer over there, let it soak overnight. These little seals and stuff will be fine in there, just so we can get it good and clean. And then I'll pick back up in the morning, just kind of see where we're at on this. I'm going to do some research tonight to see if I can figure out how to remove that, or if it is even meant to come out. But yeah, and then I think I'm going to put this thing back together and we'll put it back in the car. I don't really see any reason why I can't try to reuse it. Everything appears to be working properly. I sprayed some PB Blaster in there and plunged it, and I had PB Blaster coming out the holes like it's supposed to. So I feel like this thing was just super gunked up, and that's why it was not working properly. So I'm going to let it soak overnight, and we'll put it back together tomorrow and put it back in the car, and we'll see if we can't get these brakes bled. If not, then I guess we'll be purchasing a new master cylinder. All right, well, we'll see you in the morning. All right, good morning. It is another day, and it is freezing cold here in Florida. We had a cold front push in last night, so I am in the shed here trying to stay warm. So I went ahead and pulled the brake master cylinder out of our parts washer over there. Got it cleaned out, and I got it on the workbench. So we're going to try to put this thing back together, and we're going to get everything greased back up, and then we'll get it put back in the car, and we will bleed the brakes hopefully. So let's just get started. Alright, so as you can see here, we've got everything pulled apart. All of our holes are much cleaner now. I went ahead and put a little bit of oil in here to kind of lube up the cylinder as well. So we'll put grease on these rubber bushings here, or not bushings, but the rubber seals here, and then we'll get this thing put back together, and hopefully we'll have a working master cylinder. Alright, so we have our master cylinder back in. We got our new hoses hooked up coming from the reservoir up top. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fill up the top reservoir. We're going to let the brake fluid flow down through here, and then once that brake fluid starts leaking out of those bottom two holes there where the brake switches go, once it starts leaking out there, we're going to go ahead and we're going to screw in those brake switches. Then we're going to let that fluid start leaking out the top two holes. Once it starts doing that, then we're going to go ahead and screw in our brake line on those top two holes. And then that should make sure that our master cylinder is full of brake fluid and most of the air is out of it, hopefully. So we're going to go ahead and do that. It's going to be probably hard to record that, so that's basically what I'm going to do. And then I will come back and we'll try to get the brakes bled all the way to the wheel cylinders. Alright, so we got good news, bad news. I was able to get the rear brakes bled with no issues. I had to end up doing the pump hold method. That little vacuum thing did not work. But I cannot for the life of me get these front brakes to bleed. I checked my measurement on my brake push rod, made sure that it was correct, and it was. I checked my free play on my brake pedal. That's also correct. Basically spent hours out here trying to get these bled, and I do not know what the problem is. I'm starting to think it's the master cylinder. I'm getting, you can see I loosened, oh, where is it? Hold on. There we go. I loosened up, you know, that brake line right there, and it leaked out brake fluid when I pushed the thing in, so I know my master cylinder is primed. The front one also did the same thing. Let's see, I took off the line as well, and I was able to blow air through it, through that little T-fitting, and I was able to blow air all the way out of both sides of the lines up here. Let me show you. So I was able to blow the air out of these lines here, so I know that my lines are not clogged up. These are brand new. So I really do not know what is going on. The only thing that I think that it could be is maybe my master cylinder is bad, and it's just not creating enough pressure to shove that fluid out. So I am going to go ahead and, final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull the front hubs off and go ahead and just see what those cylinders look like in there. I don't think that's the issue, because like I said, I'm not even getting fluid to them. There is some fluid going to it, but it's hit and miss. It's like just a little bit here and there. It's just not working. So I'm not sure what it is, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, see what that looks like in there, and I'll do the other side as well. Yeah, and then we're gonna call a wrap on this video. So here is the aftermath of all of my trying to bleed the brakes. Stuff everywhere. So I got a while. I gotta get these tools cleaned up. Alright everyone, so that is going to be a wrap. We are going to end this thing on utter defeat. We got the back brakes bled, the front brakes, it didn't matter how long I worked on it. I spent hours trying to get the front brakes to bleed, to no avail. The only thing that makes sense to me is the master cylinder is bad. So we're going to go ahead and order a new one of those, and we're going to go ahead and order 2 new brake cylinders for the front as well, and go ahead and clean up the brakes and everything up on the front. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So while I'm waiting for those parts to come in, next video will be on the Type 3. Probably try to get those windows installed, or break into the motor and see what that's looking like. So I hate ending on an episode where we didn't accomplish what we wanted to do, but hey, in life sometimes that's what happens. We don't always get to get done what we were expecting to get done. So you just got to keep keeping on, and we'll just keep trying to get this thing going. So I appreciate y'all watching. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have any comments that possibly could help me with the issues that I'm having, I would greatly appreciate that as well. Like, share my channel, and y'all have a good week. Thank y'all for watching. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.